G'day, Starlo here. I'm down at the mouth of my local estuary again, and I'm doing it the hard way today. I've only brought the fly rod with me. 7-weight fly rod. I've got a floating line on it at the moment, but I have got a sinking line in my backpack. I haven't got overly high expectations. It is the middle of winter, the water's cold. Got a big tide pushing in at the moment. I don't know, I thought I'd just throw a fly around down here and see what I could come up with. Wish me luck.
I'm throwing a prawn or shrimp pattern fly tied on about a size 1 hook. This should appeal to a range of different target species in this environment. I let it sink for a few seconds, then strip it in, varying the speed and action of the fly. And when it gets close to the rocks, I pick it up and cast again.
I'm basically hoping for a tailor or a salmon or something like that on the floating line. And if that fails, I might bomb a crab fly down deep and see if I can catch a brim or a flathead. Middle of a bright day, perhaps not the ideal time. I'm throwing it up into the incoming tide to let it get down a little bit as it comes around. It's coming around really fast.
I'm doing my best to cover a new slice of water with each presentation, but so far, nothing. Might be time for a change-up, I think.
Oh yes! I was reeling it in. I was going to lengthen up my leader and try a crab fly. And the fish just grabbed it down here. Little tailor, I think. Oh, there you go. It's only a little fish, but it's cool to catch one on fly in the middle of the day, 400 metres from home. All right. Oh well, where there's one, there may be more. Maybe I should stick with it for a little while.
And I did stick with it, making a fair few more casts with the prawn fly, but no result. Definitely time for a change.
Okay, I've got a bit of a nondescript looking crab fly on here with rubber legs. See if something will eat that. Really long leader, which is not going to be fun to cast.
I let the crab fly sink much deeper and fish it very slowly, but it doesn't elicit any responses. I'm almost done.
Well, that was pretty quiet as I expected, just that one little tailor. I think I might head home and grab the kayak and go and throw it on a local creek, see if I can find a willing brim. I'd just really like to put a bend in the fly rod. It's not easy at this time of year. Well, I did it tough on the rocks this morning. Only got that one little tailor, no other hits, so I went home and had a bit of a regroup. Threw the kayak on the trailer, and I've come down here to one of my local icols. That's intermittently closed and opened lakes and lagoons. Now there's lots of little coastal systems like this all around the southern coastline of Australia. Jump on Google Earth and have a look. Anywhere you can find a little lake or a little creek that occasionally joins up to the sea, even if it's only at flood time, you'll find fish in it. Mullet, eels, and hopefully some black brim, maybe some yellowfin brim, maybe some hybrids of the two species, even some estuary perch in some of them. They can be really interesting little systems. They're not usually prolific fisheries, but if you scratch around a bit and learn how to work them out, you'll catch fish. I'm still wanting to put a bend in the fly rod. I've got the 7-weight with me again. I've got a little fairly nondescript looking shrimp or prawn pattern that I tie on there with a little tungsten bead. It'll sink reasonably quickly. This is only a shallow body of water though, but it'll let me get it down and strip it straight away. I'm on a really long leader. I fish ridiculously long leaders on brim. I'm running about an 18-foot leader at the moment. Now it might turn out to be too long, but it's easier to cut it back than it is to extend it. So I'd rather start off with a nice long leader. Bright sunshine. It's actually quite warm for mid-July. I saw a big black black snake when I pulled up in the car. Beautiful big red belly black. He's out early. Maybe the warm weather's brought him out to have a bit of a sniff around, a bit of a hunt, a bit like me. Anyway, I'm going to paddle up the end of the lake here, look for a little bit of shade maybe from this bright sunshine, and see if we can find a couple of willing brim. Here's hoping. Oh, now I did bring a spin rod with me. Worst thing you can possibly do if you want to go fly fishing, because it's so tempting to just grab the spin rod and have a go if things are a bit quiet, but I'm going to try not to. But if I draw a complete blank on the fly, might have to pull the spin rod out. Fingers crossed. It's a pretty spot. I'm just taking it very slowly and very quietly, because these systems are quiet and the fish spook very easily. It's a bit more breeze than I would have preferred. There's actually a light nor'wester blowing, which is going to be a little bit annoying for the fly casting, but that's okay.
I'm in my pedal-powered native watercraft yak, which I love for this job. The pedals leave my hands free for casting, and I can easily shuffle back and forth to hold my position. I'm targeting the shallow fringes and shadowy nooks tight in along the edges of the reed beds. This is where I expect brim to be hunting. I like to mix my retrieves up, varying between short, reasonably quick strips and hops, longer draws, and always plenty of little pauses. Think about the food sources you're trying to imitate, mostly prawns, shrimps and small baitfish, and try to keep that fly in the strike zone for as long as you possibly can. On each cast I try to cover a slightly different piece of water, slowly fanning my presentations along the edge and also allowing the kayak to drift along slowly with the slight breeze. Once you've got into a pattern and a groove, it's all quite hypnotic and soothing, but in the back of your mind, you're always ready and tense for that sudden, urgent tug on the line. The anticipation is delicious.
Alright, well I haven't been finding them up on the shallow flats, so a bit of a change of pace. I've gone for a double bunny fly, which is 2 strips of zonker fur on a wide gape worm hook, and I'm going to throw it into some snags here that are already in the afternoon shade. Let's see if that turns our fortunes around.
I really like the look of this stretch of bank, and it's already in deep afternoon shadow, which is a bonus.
This is a much slower sinking fly, and it has a fair bit of presence in the water, more like fishing a hard-bodied minnow lure. And I'm getting it into some good spots. I really do not want to get snagged and have to go in there, because that'll spook the fish. Assuming there's some here.
Surely there has to be. It just looks so good.
Really surprised we haven't had a hit. That's a good spot.
I'm hitting the snag pile from different angles to really cover the water.
Amazing. There's one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They don't muck around, and he's going straight back into the snag. Back pedal, back pedal, back pedal. Oh. He's not even a particularly big brim, but he had me in all sorts of trouble there for a second. The double bunny does the damage. I suppose I better stick a net under him. Oh, that's been a lot of hard work, but that makes it even more rewarding when you do get one. Yeah, he's not a bad fish. Oh, he's a bit heavier than I thought. Oh, what a gorgeous fish. Well, I got to put a bend in my fly rod. It's taken me all day, but look at that. Pinned beautifully on the double bunny. This is a great fly pattern that my mate Steve Peach put me onto from Peachy Fly Fishing. You want to jump on his YouTube channel and have a look. Look at that. Look how it's pinned though. I was so lucky to get that fish just by the lip. Holy smoke. Oh, that came out so easily. Well, there you go. Even in the depths of winter, if you work away at it, you can catch fish down in these cool southern waters on a fly rod. Pretty stoked about that. Maybe one more. Oh, he's so heavy. Look how thick through he is that way. It's not a super long fish, but weight-wise, wow, really heavy. All right, mate. Good stuff.
But it just wasn't to be.
Well, I'm fast running out of light. Probably time for 2 or 3 more casts. It's starting to get really cold too. That's been a hard day. I really only had one bite from a decent fish, and luckily I got it, that really nice brim. And that's so often the case with winter fishing down in this part of the world. You've got to work for them. But in some ways, you know, that makes it even more rewarding when you do get one. Would I come out again tomorrow and do it? You better believe it. Anyway, until next time, this is Starlo wishing you tight lines. Come on, there's got to be one more.
There wasn't. That was it. Anyway, I hope you liked this honest look at a long, hard day of winter fishing, and that you may even have learnt something from it. If so, please think about giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel so I can bring you more real content like this. Cheers.